How's it going, guys? Finally here with my pedalboard demo that I've been promising for a while. So let's start first with the first pedal on my pedalboard. I kind of changed a couple stuff since the last video. Always changing. I downsized instead of just replacing. I ended up taking off the compressor, and I also took off the tremolo pedal because I recently got a Milkman. I don't know if you guys can see that. This right here, this switch lets me switch between the reverb and the tremolo. So because the amp has tremolo, I didn't find a use in the tremolo pedal, so I just took it off. And the compressor, I wasn't really using it as much as I wanted to live, so I decided to give it the boot and just see how it is without a compressor for a while. Maybe I might come crawling back, but for now, it sounds good. So here's my clean tone. So that's the clean tone right now, going through the Milkman 20-watt Creamer, and I'm using CP Jazzmaster special stock pickups. Everything is stock except the only thing I changed was the bridge, and I changed it to a stay trim bridge, and it also I shielded the cavity with a copper tape. So let's go into the first pedal. The first pedal is the Micropog, and this pedal I usually most it for like little riffs that I do, like little gospel riffs, or little those little licks every once in a while in the song that needs extra beef in it. So I set the mix or the drive full, and then the sub octave I set it around like, what is that, like 1, between 1 and 2, and the up octave is around 12, between 12 and 1. So I usually play for like songs like do stuff like this. So lines like that, that's what I'll usually use the Pog for, and it really, amps up that part in the song, for that part of the song, and it just makes it stand out more in the mix. So turn off the Pog. After the Pog, I go into the Lightspeed. So here, without the Lightspeed on. So as you can hear, the Lightspeed gives it a nice, grit, and it makes it a little bit more, brighter. It just gives it that, it gives it that extra oomph to it, to the clean tone. For my rhythm tones, I usually stack the Lightspeed with the SickAs, but I'll play the SickAs by itself just so you can hear it. Here's the clean tone. So yeah, that's my rhythm tone right there that I use, you know, every single week. And now let's go into the third stage, and this is what I mostly use for just soloing and, you know, those riffs that really need to stand out, because I have it on the plexi drive and on the plexi clip, and it really, you know, puts that distortion in, and I stack it with all three, so it compresses a lot more and it sounds really good when I do solos. So here it goes. So that gives you an idea how I use it. You know, you can use it for, you know, get those metal tones or get, you know, some heavy rock tones. Here's a little solo line, and I'm gonna stack it with the diamond. So that's just another example of how I use my lead tone. You know, you can get some really nasty licks on here. So that's one way that I use the third stage, you know, just for them heavy riffs or them, you know, those lines that you really need that extra oomph and those solos. And now let's go into the other side of the board, which is my Diamond Memory Lane Junior. And I have that set up as my dotted eighth delay and just leave it there basically. I don't use any other time signatures, and I have, you know, the modulation at 0 because I just really need it for those fast songs, and I don't need any modulation. I just need those for those fast songs that need short little delays, like for solos or something like this. Or when I'm doing songs like this. Okay, so let's go now into what I mostly just use it for ambient stuff, and that is the Kilobyte. If you notice, I have the settings all, basically the repeats and the time is almost at max. I don't set it at max because it'll oscillate with the time, and I mean with the repeats, and with the time I set it, yeah, around, like, what is that? It's around 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 3, and then I have the output, which is top left, around between 12 and 1, and then I leave the gain which is that this knob right here. It makes the signal dirty, but I already have gain pedals for that, so I don't really need it. So I zeroed out also. So this is how it sounds with it on. But I don't play it by itself. I stack it together with the liquid ambience, but just to hear how it sounds when I swell it. So this is how it sounds when I stack it with the Kilobyte and the liquid ambience. And the liquid ambience, just for reference, I have it full mix. The Evolve knob is at full. The room is just a little bit less than full, which is around between 4 or 5 o'clock. And I usually keep it in the middle because that's where I can use the more function. Basically another oscillation. Yes, I have 2 oscillation pedals right next to each other. Sometimes I like to go, put my feet together at once and then oscillate them at the same time, or just go each at a time. I'll show you right now. So yeah, in the middle position it's basically a hall reverb. But if I turn it to the right, you get octaves. If I turn it to the left, I get fifths. So this is how it sounds without swelling it. Just full. Now just to play the liquid ambience by itself so you can hear it without the Kilobyte. So yeah, when you start doing that and you start mixing and oscillating stuff over each other, it gets stupid crazy. Let me fix this back. So that's how I control and do weird sounds, you know, on the fly. When I'm oscillating, I use the tip of my toe and then start, you know, tweaking it like that, and then I oscillate it on top of each other and go back and forth just to get those really crazy sounds. If you saw, I kind of twisted the knob to go into the fifths mode, and it gave it this really weird sound. I don't know if you can hear it without all the effects. Let me just play it. So yeah, when you do a spillover, when you play it in the hall mode and you twist it to the left to the fifth, it gives it this, I don't know, this weird, cool sound that I like. So yeah, let's go over the amp reverb. So the amp reverb, I have it pretty light because I already have this at full mix, and I just need a really, you know, just a subtle reverb for songs, little, you know, little songs that I'm strumming. So that's how it sounds clean. So as you can hear, the reverb isn't, you know, in your face. It's super subtle. I'm not even sure if you guys heard that, but it's in there. And I usually keep that on, you know, throughout the whole set. You know, it doesn't really get in the way. It doesn't muddy anything up. And I just like the way it sounds. Super awesome reverb. Let's get into the tremolo now. The reason why I kicked off the tremolo off my pedal, off my pedal board. So here's the clean signal. So when those two mix, it gets really awesome, and you get those nice, you know, ambient sounds out of these pedals. I rarely use it all the time because my rhythm guitarist has, you know, the big Strymons, and you know, he has the big Sky and the Timeline, so he's usually making all those ambient sounds. So I usually stick on this side of the board, you know, plus this when I'm doing, you know, lead stuff. So I'll go over again with my rhythm tone so you can hear it. Just to let you know, this is with the two pickups. It's been with the two pickups the whole time. In the mid position, I haven't used the bridge or the neck. It's been only in with the two pickups together. So here it goes. And those are the two pedals that I mainly keep on most of the time. Just switch off between the SickAs and the Lightspeed. Either keep the Lightspeed on all the time, and then turn on the SickAs whenever I need that extra bump. But thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, just leave it in the comment section below, and I'll try to keep on pumping out more videos, make more cover videos and tutorials. And thanks for watching again.